Next, we're going to extrude out my legs, create my foot, and do some overall topological relaxing. So why don't we select, let's turn my object symmetry off. It doesn't like it when you extrude edges with symmetry turned on. And I'm just going to extrude down a cylinder. Let's use my scale tool to flatten it like so. And we'll just scale it down all the way to the bottom of the grid here. All right. Why don't we go ahead and fill in this hole now for the bottom of our foot. So I'll use the append to polygon tool with the G key. And then we'll insert an edge loop right down here. And is there a target weld? Let's see. You can target weld these, but I'm old school. I like to snap and merge. The less Maya can show me what, bully me, the better. Or take control over my actions. So now we're going to refine the shape of the bottom of this foot as cylindrically as we can. It'll just make the rest of the foot's topology that much easier to attain. Very nice. All right. We're going to keep it straight down for now. Let's get rid of those sculpt tools. I'm going to scale down my ankle now, or I guess the bottom of my foot. And I'm going to rotate these vertices to match the direction of my foot here. You can see that this edge right here should kind of be following the direction of my foot. Yeah, there's a little bit of a twist in the leg for that nice relaxed pose of our character. Next, we're going to insert some edge loops up and down my leg. And we're going to just take it easy. We're just going to do it. Oh, see, that's what happens whenever our topology is kind of like weird right now. But, it's kind of in extremes. So we'll just use our slice tool with multi-cut. And we'll do another slice right above the ankle. And that's the kind of topology we want to see here. Very nice. And we're not worried, again, we're just blocking out stuff, so don't get too caught up in details right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert 6 loops between the thigh and the knee. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 6 between the knee and the ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Our relax tool will even this stuff out a little bit more, make it look less severe, but we'll come back to that. And that's basically our leg that we have here. We're just working on the left side of the body now. Next, we're going to create the foot. And we're not going to create a whole foot. We're going to create more like a boot. And after you watch the finger and hand video, you'll be able to come in and do the same to the toes if you need that in a future creature. We're just going to kind of keep it as simple and straightforward as possible right now. I'm going to take these 2 back heel faces and I'm going to do an extrude and another extrude. And I'm going to take these faces now and try to match the shape of this ankle loosely, or this heel of my foot rather. Vertices are your best friend here. Just so we have enough geometry to describe this heel here. Very useful. Having enough topology is the name of the game a lot of the times. And we're going to take these 2 front faces and we're just going to extrude them out as well. Why don't we flatten them? Looks like we can't. We're getting at those weird irregular angles now, so we can't have as much freedom as we'd like with scale tools and all that stuff. So you can see here I'm just kind of grabbing my verts and encompassing my toes. Oh, looks like I need to bring that over here. So like I said, you want to kind of nail your forms and your, encompass your reference when you have fewer polygons, because it makes it a lot easier to, create the topology we need when we start adding more and more things. All right, but we're not done with the foot quite yet. We need to add a few edge loops. We're going to add an edge loop down the front of the foot there, and then we're going to add 3 edge loops down the top. Very nice. And that is our foot and leg. So we need to do some relaxing down the leg and some sculpting. And before we do that, let's go ahead and mirror our mesh one more time. Like so. Make sure you get all those faces on the right side of the body. I'm going to select the edge loop and then deselect these neck holes. Scale them and snap to the center. You never know whenever your center line is going to get off kilter. Freeze, reset transformations, Control D to duplicate, and -1 in the X to scale. Mesh, combine, and then vertice merge with a low distance threshold. So only vertices on top of one another get merged. And you can really see our character starting to come along right now. It's definitely kind of looks like a sack potato man. But we'll slowly get in and start sculpting out more of his detail as we create more and more. But for right now, let's just do a preliminary relax over the whole character here. I'm going to turn on my Symmetry Object X. We'll bring that back. Make my brush big. And we inserted some new edge loops that went up to the neck. So come in here and relax out those edge loops there. You may have to manually go in, and the relax tool won't change geometry that consists around a hole. And then our leg is going to be a big one that we need to relax down now. You may lose some of your form up the back, but you can see now our edge loops are actually starting to level out a little bit. So I'm just clicking and rotating. Clicking and rotating. There we go. And let's make our relax tool a little bit smaller for our foot and come in and kind of shave off the rough edges of our foot there and really go into that back heel. And when you can see how the relax tool nicely kind of organifies that blocky extrusion we made for the heels. Very nice. It may be a little hard for you guys to see my topology on my screen when it goes into sculpt mode. But when I exit, you can definitely see now my topology looks a ton better. It looks more organic. I don't really like the way that looks, so I'm going to go and grab my sculpt tool. And I'm going to build out this form a little bit so it doesn't look awkward. I got my smooth tool still set to a nice strength of around 10. So you can still smooth by holding down Shift when you're sculpting. You can also push in by holding down the Control button. See how we just kind of push those forms in? And I find that anytime that I pull a form or push a form, I always come back in and smooth it out a little bit with the Shift and left click. Very nice. All right, guys. And that is our preliminary relaxed topology for our character. Oh, it looks a little asymmetrical right there, doesn't it? I guess we'll just need to keep doing mirror geometry refreshes as we go along throughout this process. You just can't trust that symmetry.